Well, good evening, everyone. We're talking about active weather now potentially threatening us as we head throughout the evening. Here's a look at the Mercy F SkyTrack weather camera, and you can see the camera shaking just a little bit. That's a sign of the strong winds that are out there, and we're talking about strong winds being a threat at least through tomorrow morning. Now, the day planner shows that we're talking about cloudy and windy conditions for the rest of the evening. We're also talking about rain showers and storms, and now we have a tornado threat that's starting to move toward western parts of our viewing area. But outside of that, we're looking at warm conditions, so we do have a lot going on for us weather-wise this evening. Now, I mentioned that tornado threat. We have a tornado watch for some of our western counties. That includes Greene in Wisconsin, Stevenson County in Illinois, Joe Davies, down through Carroll, and also Whiteside. These alerts, or this watch, actually stays active at least through 11 p.m., and that's all as a line of storms starts to approach us from the west. That line of storms I'm talking about right now moving through Iowa and also through parts of Missouri, and we're talking about those storms really starting to intensify across central and northern parts of Iowa. So this is something we will continue to follow as it continues to push toward the east. The one thing that is working for us, the most support for any severe weather is still well off toward our west in Iowa and into parts of southern Minnesota and western Wisconsin. But we are on the edge, so we are talking about a marginal risk for severe weather, damaging wind being the threat for much of the viewing area. But for western parts of the region, we're talking about that tornado threat as well. Now, here's a look at the FUTURECAST. It shows that line of showers and storms starting to reach our region as we head toward 10 p.m. And then that line continues to move fairly quickly across our region. By 11 p.m., it's mainly to the east of Rockford and places like Rochelle. And then eventually we're talking about quieter weather by the time we get to 1 and 2 a.m. in terms of rain. But again, we are definitely dealing with that tornado watch, so that's something we'll be following for the rest of the evening. Now, outside of a tornado threat, we're talking about strong wind for everyone. Here's a look at the wind out of the south, anywhere from 16 to about 26 miles per hour. And as we take a look at the FUTURECAST wind gusts, we're talking about some pretty strong wind gusts out there as we continue towards 7 p.m. Wind gusts in excess of 40 miles per hour. And then the winds get even faster as we head toward 10 p.m. and midnight. So this is the time we're expecting that line of rain and even some severe weather to roll through. That's the time we're also talking about some of the strongest wind impacting us as well. And because of that wind threat, we do have a high wind warning that is in place for the entire viewing area. We're talking about wind gusting upwards of 60 miles per hour, and also other parts of the country, really focused in the middle of the country, we're talking about that wind threat being out there. So as we talk about that wind threat in a little more detail, it stays active through 9 a.m., 60 mile per hour wind gusts possible, power outages possible, down trees possible. So the threat for active weather is definitely there. We also set temperature records for today here in Rockford, so it has been a lot going on. We saw temperatures reach 69 degrees, tying the all-time high temperature for Rockford in the month of December. So a lot of warmth, and that's helping to fuel any storms. Here's a look at temperatures now. We are sitting in the mid-60s, and we are talking about eventually falling into the 30s by the time we get to tomorrow morning. Here's a look at the forecast for tonight. Temperatures overnight into tomorrow morning, eventually down toward the mid-30s, and then quieter and cooler weather for the rest of the week and into next week.